New characters for Mortal Kombat 1 were revealed yesterday at San Diego Comic-Con, and their official bios are also on the official Mortal Kombat 1 Discord. So because I went through them for every other character that was newly revealed, I'm gonna keep up the tradition and do it for Li Mei, Baraka, and Tanya as well. But before we do that, let's look at her community art, which is an awesome piece of the Li Mei brothers, and I just love how Smoke is in the front, as he should be. And I want y'all to look at the details on the hands and just the hands themselves, because as someone who used to do a lot of art, hands are so freaking hard to draw, but this artist made them look impeccable. It looks amazing. And I love all the other small details, the effects on the fire for Scorpion, the eyes for Sub-Zero. A really awesome piece. So I will leave a link to the artist's Twitter in the description of the video if you want to go like it, retweet it, whatever it. So Li Mei is the only one that got an official bio posted by the Mortal Kombat account on Twitter as of recording this video at 9:39 a.m. And also notice how she has a tattoo on her arm. It seems that they gave everyone tattoos. Freaking Scorpion has one, Li Mei has one, even Baraka has tattoos. So let's read this. First Constable of the Sun Dao. As her parents' firstborn daughter, Li Mei was claimed by the Umgadi, the warrior priestesses who guard Outworld's royal family. So I said yesterday in my video that Umgadi were warrior women from Outworld, which included Mileena and Kitana, but that's not true because Mileena and Kitana are part of the royal family, so they're not Umgadi, right? Continuing here, Li Mei's service began with high expectations. Her early success caught the eye of the royal family, but it all fell apart when a terrible tragedy unfolded. Li Mei was blamed for this, and in the aftermath, she did the unthinkable. She quit the Umgadi. Now this tragedy, as explained in the trailer, is the death of Jared. Friendless and alone, Li Mei needed a new purpose. She joined Sundao's constables, the Outworld capital's rough and tumble police force. Over time, she became their first constable. So basically, she is the chief of police, right? Li Mei is glad to be the capital guardian still. She hopes one day to redeem herself. That's really interesting. I think we're gonna see how she's going to be received when she comes back to Outworld after what has happened. I personally don't believe that Kitana would hold a grudge against her. Maybe Mileena will. Depending on how, they liked their father, but I guess we'll see in the story mode soon enough. But that's really interesting. I think Cop fits her really well. Also, I'm really hyped for her gameplay because it does look like she is going to be a 100% hand-to-hand combatant, which is really freaking sick. And it's really nice to see 3D era characters that I haven't seen since I was a kid, right? Make it into a modern NRS game. Next up, let's look at Tanya's bio, which was only posted on the Discord. It says, chosen as an infant from Outworld's firstborn daughters, Tanya was raised by the Umgadi's priestesses. She's never known her birth family, so she is an orphan who was trained to be a deadly warrior. As she grew older and saw other initiates wash out, Tanya feared that she would share their fate, but that fear spurred success. After many attempts, Tanya passed her trials and became a full Umgadi. Over time, Tanya became one of the Order's most trusted members. She was the obvious choice when it needed to choose a new leader for the royal family's personal guard. So it seems that Tanya is being the Jade replacement right now. And I know a lot of people want a Jade in the game, but I'm sorry to say that I don't think she's making base roster. It goes on to say here, as an Umgadi, Tanya is sworn to piety and chastity. That is why her bond with Princess Mileena, were it known, could cause a scandal. Ooh, not Tanya breaking her vow of chastity for Mileena. That's freaking hilarious, y'all. Sorry, it's the first time I read these. Well, it's cool that they just outright say that they're together in this game instead of beating around the bush. I'm happy about that. In the last sentence here, it says, by following her heart, Tanya risks not only her position, but also her life. I know there's a lot of differing opinions on Tanya's new look. Honestly, I think all she's missing is the white eyes, but I think her overall and the power she has and everything looks freaking sick. But also it totally deconfirms Jade. I'm sorry, but she has a staff-like weapon. She is the new head of the royal guard for the family. I'm sorry, y'all, it's over. I mean, you know, she can still be DLC. Don't despair, don't despair. But yeah, I really love those new bios for these characters in this new universe. They're so interesting, and I love the creativity they obviously put in all these characters, so it's really interesting to read. And honestly, the more I look at Tanya, the more awesome I think she's going to be. But hey, the default look is just a default look. Y'all remember how they gave Melina freaking Dora the Explorer cut in MK11, but she had some really great alternate outfits, so I think Tanya's gonna get some awesome skins as well. So last but certainly not least, well, maybe least for me, but let's look at Baraka's bio. Baraka was once a respected outworld merchant, but that life ended in an instant when he contracted the dreaded Tarkat plague. Incurable, contagious, and a cause of severe physical deformities, Tarkat turned Baraka into a monster. He was cast out and doomed to live out his days in a colony of similarly afflicted outworlders. So basically, it's like they're lepers, right? When Baraka first arrived, the colony was in disarray. His fellow Tarkatans had given up and were ready to die. Honestly, that is really freaking sad, but I love the direction they're going in. It makes us sympathize with them way more than before. Their hopelessness lit a fire in Baraka's heart. He spares no effort to better his fellow Tarkatans' lives. He knows that as long as he fights, he will never truly be a victim. Yeah, I really love this, even though I'm not a fan of Baraka. So much so that I made a bet he wasn't going to be in base roster of this game. And if he was revealed, I would have to put the Goosebump Halloween mask as my profile picture on testyourmight.com, which is a Mortal Kombat forum that I moderate. So safe to say I freaking lost that bet. But I really love this overhaul to his character. And not just his character, but the race of Tarkatans as a whole, right? Because they're not a race now, they're just outworlders who have an incurable disease. And I thought there's some buzz around this theory that Baraka is actually Kano. Now, I don't believe that Kano would have that much sympathy and leadership skills, but hey, it is a new era. Maybe if Kano would have been afflicted by something, then he would become a completely different person. Now the evidence for this is the tattoos, right? Because one of the tattoos that Kano has in a Mortal Kombat 1 skin is pretty close to the tattoo that Baraka has on his right arm. And if you look closely at his face, it could look like MK1 Kano's model, I guess. I'm not sure about this yet. It seems far-fetched, but in a way this is a completely redone universe, so it could be potentially true. I honestly wouldn't mind at all, but still not playing Baraka, sorry. But the thing that tells me that this might not be true is because it was pretty much confirmed that Kano and Sonya are the last two characters to appear on the base roster as per the confirmed leaks. So I don't think they would have two versions of the same character on the base roster, but that's just me. So let me know what you guys think about these bios. I think they're freaking great. Actually, they're incredible, very creative. I love the direction they took with every single character. I am really hyped for the story, even though I don't really care about stories in Mortal Kombat that much, but this one seems is going to be very interesting because it's something we haven't seen before, right? It's completely new. So those are all of my thoughts for the character bios for Tanya, Li Mei, and Baraka. And as always, have yourself a very wonderful day, an awesome weekend, and I'll see you all very soon.